So what is going on, mathletes? So we're just have a quick little demo. We heard your cries for help. So people wanted us to do a TI-84 plus review of how to use this calculator, and for stats was the question. So we just want to give you a quick rundown because we want you to be able to open that calculator and get your hands dirty right away. So let's play with this. All right, we know it's early in the semester, so we're not going to do anything fancy just yet, but stay tuned as we have some great videos coming up for you. So let's go ahead and press stat, and we're going to go to edit, and let's just go ahead and enter in a whole bunch of numbers here. So I'm just playing around with these numbers. No reason in particular where I'm getting these. I'm just making these up as I go. All right. So once you have your numbers in L1, just a reminder, when you're using this calculator, let's say we made a mistake on that 8. So just like we had did in our tutorial of the app, I would go up to say this number 8 right here. I'll hit enter, and if I needed to replace it, I would just replace it, let's say, with the number 7. All right, so I don't have to hit delete, because notice a lot of people, the mistake they make is they'll highlight it just like I did here and they'll hit delete, but look what that does. That totally wipes it out. So you don't want to do that when you're replacing a number. Okay, so that's one of our quick little tips for you. In addition, let's say you forgot a number. You're going to see this is going to happen to most people. So to insert a number, I'm going to hit second insert right here. So notice my second is a blue button, insert is blue, and then it has a placeholder of 0, and I'll go ahead and put, say, 8, and then enter, and then I'll go ahead and replace that. All right, so some fast tips for you there. There's going to be times where you're going to need to pull some stats from this list, right? So a great feature is if I go to, let me go home real fast. So second quit, in case I ever want to go back home. All right, so if I go to second list, right? So second and stat right here, because I want to get to list. So second stat, and if I head over here to math, so let me go over to math. Notice I could get the minimum value, I could get the maximum value, and you might say like, well, that's easy, I could just pick the minimum value. But if you're dealing with thousands or hundreds of numbers, right, it's not as easy as it sounds in practice, right? So again, these are very helpful functions. Let's say I want the mean. You're gonna see that's gonna come up over and over again. So let me go ahead and pick 3, the mean, or I could scroll down, and everything's in list 1. So if everything was in list 5, I would pick list 5. But again, you always want to pay attention to what list you're using. Doesn't seem like anything big, but that's huge. So I'm gonna hit second L1. And then what's nice is I could even use this, and whatever the mean is, let's say I need to use it as part of my formula, I could divide that answer by 2, and I could just stick it into some formula. But again, I don't want to do that right here. I'm just wanting the mean there. So let's just keep it simple. Let me hit enter. Boom, and there's my mean of the list that I just made up. So sometimes I don't want to go through stat, calc, and then run all these statistics like we normally would. Sometimes I just need one piece, and of course this right here gives me a whole bunch of information. It gives you the median, Q1, all this stuff. But sometimes I don't want all that data, all that statistics thrown at me. Sometimes I just want one piece. So if you just want that one piece, again, a great feature, if I go to second list, go over to math, and look at all these things. I could get a sum, I could get the standard deviation, median, the variance. Again, just to focus on one thing. So that's a great feature. All right, so another idea that just ran across my mind. Let me go to second quit, and let's say we wanted to, let's go to second distribution here. If I go to second distribution, you're going to see a lot of powerful tools that you will be using soon. So the thing that we're going to go through later on is we're going to make a little checklist, right? And because there's so many tools and they're not hard to use, but number one, what we're going to create together is, when do I use these programs that you're seeing, and how do we use them, right? So we're really going to get creative. We're going to look at some very tricky problems. But when you understand it the way we do, right, we're going to dissect this and it's going to be very easy to use. So again, be on the lookout for this video in the future. Right now we're early in our statistics classes, so we're holding off on publishing it, but we're going to have some great content coming your way. Another great little tool. Let's go back to that mean. Follow me. Let's go back to that mean. So if I hit second stat to access that list, go to math. If I want that mean, which is number 3, or I could go down and I'm going to go to L1. Again, notice that sometimes we get some decimals that go on and on and on, right? And if I'm trying to calculate a standard deviation, or if I'm trying to show a calculation by hand, right, sometimes I don't want to try to memorize these long numbers. So what's nice about this technology is, check this out. If I go to store right here, right, so I'm going to go to store, and then what it's going to do is it's going to store this answer, and I'm going to give it a name. So I'm going to say, call it alpha A. So I'm going to say whenever I activate A, the letter A, what it's going to represent, what that variable is going to represent is this number here. So every time I hit second A here, right, and I hit enter, that A is going to represent this long number. So I don't have to, you know, I don't have to say choose 5.9, right, or 5.91. So I could have the exact number instead of rounding it. And so this is going to be a great feature for this class and for so many other classes, right? Because we don't have to memorize or type those all those digits out, right? So this function here helps us get an exact answer and keep it and hold on to it, because you might need it in your calculations later on. So another great feature, because I don't know, maybe I might have to take that mean, so second A, and I might have to add 2 times, let me pretend I have the standard deviation of 3.3. I'm just making this up at the top of my head, right? Say I'm doing a calculation here. And what's nice, instead of typing that long number, it stores it for me. So I'm allowed to use that number in later calculations. So again, just some short little tips here that will, they're down the road, they're gonna pay you back over and over and over again. So invest that time right now, learn these little tricks, and get comfortable with your calculator, and this guy is very powerful. All right, so if there are any other specifics, we're listening, all right? So comment down below, tell us what your needs are, and we'll continue producing this content for you. All right, mathletes, have a great day.